District, out in the middle of the 98th Legislative District between Marietta, Maytown, and E-Town. And I'm with Juanita from George's Furniture. And actually, when I moved into the 98th Legislative District when I was a child, I moved just down the road here and just outside of Maytown. But George's Furniture has been here for how many years?
My father is George, and he made the 1970. So about
Really?
53 years that we've been here making solid wood furniture.
Right. And so the furniture that you make, it comes from a lot of our agricultural industry, which a lot of people, when you think of agricultural industry, you think of corn or soybeans or cattle or chickens here in Pennsylvania. But one of the largest parts of our agricultural industry here in Pennsylvania is actually our hardwoods. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So there is a lot of forests here in Pennsylvania, and they're actually being managed well. They're actually increasing in size, so that's good for us because that's our raw resource is our wood. So wood is really important to us. We work with the walnut, cherry, oak, and hard maple woods. And we actually have a supplier here in Pennsylvania that timbers the lumber, and then we get it, the walnut especially, we specialize in walnut. And the walnut we actually get freshly cut. We bring it here, we dry it ourselves, so it's air dried. It's a slow drying process.
Yeah, how long does that take?
Well, we first get it just in the winter time because we don't want to worry about the sap and the bugs. Mm-hmm. But then we have it, we put sticks in between the wood so that the air circulation. We have it outside under roof for about 6 months. And then we bring it inside a room similar to this where we can control the moisture in the air. And it's there for another 6 months. And we actually use the scraps of the shavings. We chip up the wood and we burn that, and then the hot air is pushed into our kiln. It doesn't usually get very hot, maybe 80 or 90 degrees, so it's less stressful for the wood. But by doing drying walnuts slowly, we are able to keep the natural color of the light sapwood and the dark heartwood. And that's really something that our customers really love because we use that on top of the furniture, on tables, outside. It's really catching the need for natural, desire for natural grain.
Yeah, I've noticed that in your work, that it's not just dark walnut, it also uses that sapwood, and it's a really beautiful pattern then that you can put into the different pieces of furniture that you make. But it takes a full year.
That's per inch thick.
Per inch thick, it takes a year. Wow. And so if you go thicker than an inch, it takes a good bit longer.
2 years
wow.
for 2 inch thick, yeah.
But the patience pays off because the work ends up being beautiful.
Yes.
And it's true. Our agriculture industry and our hardwood industry is growing. It's something that we have managed well, and hopefully that continues into the future because it's a resource that Pennsylvania has. We use it, and you guys use it here, and then it's also exported from Pennsylvania. So it's one of our wonderful resources that we're blessed with here in Pennsylvania. So tell me a little bit more about, where do you draw your workforce from? How many folks do you employ? And how does that work for job retention and finding people who know what they're doing?
Well, finding good quality craftsmen who want to work with their hands. We look for a good work ethic. We will train because we're using 100% solid hardwood, and because using solid wood, it'll naturally expand and contract with the moisture changes in the air. So unlike your plywoods or your particle boards. So we train our craftsmen kind of like an apprentice where they work alongside an experienced craftsman to learn the trade of working with all 100% solid hardwood, allowing that expansion and contraction. So our furniture can get all over the United States too. It doesn't matter about the moisture content in the air. As far as finding craftsmen, we've been working with Lancaster County Career and Technology as well as Thaddeus Stevens. Okay. They have programs that working with the fine furniture, and so yes, we connect with them and see what they're making as far as students. Right. But we will work with the craftsmen to learn the trade. Yeah. Actually, we have a good retention rate because unique to us, each craftsman will actually build one piece from start to finish. Oh, wow. So they'll actually pick out the raw lumber, use the joiners, the planers, the sanders, everything that they need, just basic machinery to make the piece, and they actually sign and date each piece that they make.
I've heard you told me that when you expand the table, there's a center leg,
Yes.
and that center leg is signed by the craftsman.
That is right. So it has our business name, the craftsman's signature, the date, and also a stain number if we use stain.
Okay.
But with the walnut blend, we call it, where we use the light and dark part of the black walnut,
Right.
that is not stained. We just, at all of our furniture, we use a clear, water-resistant finish.
Okay.
So no more watermarks, no more
Right.
water getting stuck into that finish.
Right.
I take our furniture to craft shows, and all weekend long, I have a puddle of water sitting on the table, and a cup there, just capturing people's attention because they're like freaking out. What do you mean you have water on your table? Or some people that say, do you know someone put water on your table? And so I was like, actually, I did that. That's just showing the quality of finish that we use. And we finish the top and the bottom, inside and out.
Well, you and I were
All
talking.
protected.
You and I were talking. I have 4 children that are still at home, and we are crammed around our little dining room table. And I need to expand my dining room. Once that's done, you have tables that expand out to 20. How many feet?
Well, depending on what it starts with, but it's 16 feet from
Okay.
what you start with. So if
Okay.
you're starting with a 5-foot table, that's what, 21 feet. a
21
table.
feet. Yeah.
So that's the thing, our beauty that our customers really like.
Yeah.
They can figure out what table they want when it's closed. That's normal everyday use. And then by adding number of leaves to the table, they can expand to have everybody sit around the same table.
Yeah.
Typically, our tables will hold up to 8 leaves. The one that you were talking that's really long, that one actually holds up to 16.
Okay.
And we store our leaves in a nice leaf holder that is in the same room. So we have an open face leaf holder where you can see the leaves. And then we also have one that's more like a cabinet. Most importantly is to store leaves, solid leaves, upright with air circulation. And so both of these cabinets have that ability. And it's really nice to have it easy access to the table. So yeah, you'll
Right.
have to think about what size you want when it's closed, and then
Yeah.
how far your space or need for seating.
Well, I'll have to ask my
no.
children how many grandchildren they plan
Well,
on
I don't
having,
know if they know.
So that's just it. I don't know. You can't really predict these things, but
That's
maybe
right.
I should just be prepared just in case.
Yes. Well, you can actually, it grows with you.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
if you run out of leaves, you can always have more up to that 8.
Yeah.
If you go beyond that, we just put a second support leg in for that other.
And even the cabinets that you make that house the leaves are beautiful because they actually match the table.
Yes.
I like the idea of the moisture resistant. It doesn't leave rings on the table or watermarks, because currently we have plenty of that. So.
I know, that's why a lot of people are freaking out, because I guess they don't realize it actually is a finish that you spray on.
Okay.
So it's not an easy apply.
Okay.
You have to have a nice area for drying and to spray it on. And so there's a technique to spray it on properly to give those water resistant properties. But that's what we've been using. Actually, all of our business life, we've been using that quality finish.
That's great.
So-
It's nice to have products made right here in our community, of course made in America, but then also from start to finish grown here, milled here, and then you guys dry the wood, and then the artisan makes the piece of furniture from beginning to end and signs it themselves. They, I'm a landscaper by trade, and I know that when I was done doing a landscape project, whether it be a simple installation of trees and shrubs, or whether it be a patio of some sort, right? I so enjoyed just sitting there and looking at what you accomplished. So you talked about the retention of your employees, of your workers, of your team. I'm sure what they appreciate is that they're not just making widgets, they're making a piece of art. And they're starting with the raw material and going the whole way through the process. It really gives them ownership of the product that they're putting out. That's really an awesome way to do it. I think it's great.
I think that's why our craftsmen are with us some 25, 30 years,
Wow.
because we get them right out of high school and then they just really enjoy it. That's our goal, is to have our craftsmen enjoy what they're doing, and you can really see that.
Yeah, you can see it in and you can see it in the quality of the work and the heart and soul that they put into it. So just incredible products that you guys are making. It's wonderful to have you and your business here for so long in our community, and that longevity is just proof of the quality of products that you guys are producing with Pennsylvania grown woods. So if people wanted to get a hold of you and find out more about the products that you produce here, how would they get a hold of you?
So there's several ways. If they like to go and see furniture that we've made, we have a website. It's georgesfurniturepa.com. There's lots of pictures there. We have prices as well. We have a YouTube channel where they actually can see the furniture being made in the wood shop. They can meet George if they like. There's a lot of things there. We also come to our showroom here in Marietta. We're at 9 Rikes Church Road, Marietta, Pennsylvania. And come and see our tour. We give woodshop tours Monday through Friday, 9 to 2, and see the craftsmen making the furniture.
Well, wonderful. It's great that you can come here and actually see these products being made. It was wonderful to be here at George's Furniture, another wonderful business here in the 98th Legislative District. Thanks for joining us.